Hi, I'm Souzzann Zink, and I'm a mothering mentor. And I work with women who have big dreams out in the world as well as for their children. And this is Mother's Day week, so I'm doing a series of videos to help you have more fun with your children and to enjoy them more. And this involves a couple of different things. One thing that I'm sure you've heard is taking care of yourself. And I will talk about that, but I'm going to talk about some things that I don't hear other people talking about very much because I think they're really important, and I think there are so many really well-intended moms that miss this, and they end up sliding themselves and they end up sliding their children completely out of just not knowing where they need to put their attention. So the first thing that I want to say is, if you are going to watch this and then proceed to go do what you've always been doing and feel bad about it, stop now. Turn off the video. Don't listen to me. Because the last thing that I want to do is add to your guilt or any other mommy guilt out there in the world. I'm also going to tell you that if you're thinking this is going to be more that you're supposed to put on your plate, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you things that you should stop doing as much as I'm going to tell you things you should start doing. And there'll be more you stop than what you start if you actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Because we have a big problem going on that I can see in mothering in Western countries and especially the US right now. And one of the biggest things is mothers doing for their children when it doesn't serve either the mom or the kid. And that's what this video is about, the one that I'm doing today, the one you're listening to. How to stop doing so much for your children and start doing more with them. Start doing more things that both of you enjoy, things that will help you want to hang out together, things that will make your mothering time some of the most exciting, and I did say exciting, and fun parts of your day and your week. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is just think for a moment about what you do for your children. Things like making lunches, things like tying shoes, things like taking them different places. And I want you to consider which of those things those children could actually do for themselves, or possibly, if you have older children and younger children, which of those things some of the children could be doing for younger children or teaching them to do for themselves. Because here is the problem with you doing some of those things for your children. First, you're exhausting yourself even more than you're already exhausted because of the things only you can do. Your workout in the world, your own self-care, you have to do those things. So you are creating more exhaustion by doing things that you shouldn't be doing for your children in the first place. But here's the real crux of the matter. Even if you have arranged your life so beautifully that you can, from a rested place, do all those things, it's still not serving your children. And here's two reasons why. First, children like to do things for themselves. They enjoy feeling competent. They enjoy the sense of satisfaction, and they need to do them for themselves for their well-being out in the world. Everything that you do for your children when your child isn't with you, somebody else has to do for him or her. And most of them don't have time to do it. They're teachers, they're your friends' parents or their friends' parents. They don't have time to tie their shoes and wipe their noses and all those things. So you need to teach them to do it for themselves. And here is the most important reason of all. I know that if you've watched this video this far, you are very intent on making sure that your children have the best life that they could have. You would literally do anything for them. And I know one of the things you want for them is self-esteem. You want them to feel good about themselves. You want them to love themselves. And you can do a lot to move them in that direction. Your love for them is the most important thing you can give them, and nobody else can do that. But here is where this piece comes in. You can't give them the self-esteem that comes from doing for yourself. You cannot make someone feel competent. You cannot make someone feel capable. That is an organic experience. That is an organic state of mind and an organic belief system that comes from doing for yourself. That comes from learning hard things and accomplishing them in better and more effective ways. The only way your children can get that kind of self-esteem, the only way they can feel like they are capable, is if they learn to do hard things for themselves and learn to do them well. Stop doing so much for your children and teach them to do it for themselves.